Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. In the wake of the tragic death of Serenity, Albertans are looking for answers. They want to know why she was left in the care of people who starved and assaulted her to the point of death. They want to know who will be held accountable and when. And most of all, they want to know it won't happen again. One of the problems highlighted by the Child and Youth Advocate is the lack of support for foster parents, especially in kinship care. To the Minister of Human Services, without changing the topic and telling us that some other party would do something different, why did your government cut funding for foster care support by $3.5 million? Your government.
Minister of Human Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, member, for the question. First, I would say that we didn't cut funding for human services. We increased funding for human services, stabilized funding. Secondly, in terms of foster care and kinship care, we accepted the recommendation that came out of the specific review, and we have accepted every single recommendation. And we are tracking progress, which is available on Human Services website, what actions have been taken. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. More than anything else, Albertans want to know that this is not going to happen again. After cutting the foster care budget, you did make an increase. You increased the intervention budget by $25 million. Well, no wonder. If support and training isn't there, intervention is going to be needed. To the Minister again, why are you shortchanging prevention and only funding intervention after the damage is done?
Honourable Minister of Human Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, member, for the question. What we have done that since 2012, there was a new practice framework. There was signs of safety approach that helped us reduce the caseload and hence the caseload in foster care and kinship care. But services were diverted more on family reunification and strengthening of families, and hence those adjustments between those budget lines. Overall, budget for child intervention was increased by $37 million. So that is wrong that we cut anything from human services.
Second supplemental.
Right there in the budget, Mr. Speaker, $3.5 million down for foster care supports. One of the most troubling aspects is the fact that there is little or no oversight from Alberta's child welfare system after Serenity was placed in kinship care. This was in spite of repeated requests from her mother that the government investigate the mistreatment of Serenity and her siblings. Albertans want to know why this happened, who's responsible, and most of all, that it won't happen again. Again to the Minister, has anyone within Human Services been held accountable, and what changes, if any, have been made inside your own department in the 18 months since you've become Minister?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, member, for the question. Couple of things. This case has been looked into from two different angles. From systemic review perspective, Child Youth Advocate has reviewed it. We have accepted recommendations. These are systemic recommendations. We will act on those recommendations. And as Premier mentioned, and there is still active investigation, and nobody here is expert. The experts are dealing with that investigation, and in due course, we will share what the result of those investigations are. Thank you.